It is 7:06. Sarah, do you want to present some art news, and then I have some art news after that.
Yes, I will. I want to bring it up though if I can. Well, the first one is I'm back in Asia because the art world doesn't begin and end in Europe and in United States. So I've been hunting all over the place. And this is one in just a second.
Oh, that's the movie star couple.
Yeah.
Did you say that was you and Mike?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Mike and I.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Of
Amazing
course.
what time will do to a person or
No.
people.
No. I mean, you look like Marilyn Monroe. I mean, yes, you do. I'm looking very
Well-
carefully, and you look like
Pat Jane.
Okay, this is a show in Shanghai, and it will be up till January 29th. And it's actually a show consisted of 16 up and coming artists from Japan. And what they're trying to do is see where the contemporary art is going in Japan. And I could only find this one ad for the show. I couldn't find more. And I got this from the news.artnet.com. If you're interested in finding more things, but this was just the only sample I could get. So I'll move on to my second one. Again, there are 16 different artists represented in this show. And the next one is closer to home, and that's, wait a second. Oh, the next one we could all go to, or you know what I mean, or people that are interested. That's in Allentown, PA.
I know Allentown.
Yeah, and this is a photography show. And I'll pull up the sample. It's two artists. The photography's from the 60s and the 70s. These are two recognized artists. It's Larry Fink
Oh, yeah.
and Judith Joy Ross. And it'll be up till April 16th.
Wow.
And they've worked together a long time. They approach things very differently. I'm sorry, I'm not sure which is which. In my being so naive, I would say, I don't even want to say, but I would say the left was the woman and the right was the man. And I hope I'm wrong.
Did you say the left was the woman?
The left was the woman.
I think the left is
Not
the.
her work.
We're talking about the shooter, not the subject, right?
Exactly.
No, the subject.
Interesting.
That'll be up till April 16th. And it's only in Allentown, and it looked very interesting. I liked their work, and I liked the right one, the one on the right side. So this would be a good show to see. It's Allentown is so close.
Yep.
And that's it for today.
Well, that was
All right.
interesting.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Yes,
Sarah.
thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. And you made it. I asked you to make it a little shorter, and so anybody, and you did well.
Thank you.
Those are
Yes.
good choices. Anybody else have any art news? All right, I have my own thing here.
You have to be short too.
Yes, that's right.
So who
Gonna
said
be-
that? Was that Janet?
Yes, it was.
It'll be
Good.
tough.
I thought it was Sarah.
No. All right.
That was really short.
Yeah. All right. the main deal with me this week is every year, okay, it's a new year. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And every year, that means that new works of art enter the public domain.
Mm.
And there are people who monitor this excessively. You know, the term of copyright is determined by the date of death of the author. So authors or artists who died in 1972 or 52. And here is the public domain review, which covers it. And they made this interesting little advent calendar in HTML, which knocks me over for its technical skill. Some of the people, Jamini Roy, an Indian woman, her works comes into the public domain.
I think that's such an important thing that you're sharing today, Bob. I didn't know about that.
Is that Metropolis in there? Wow.
Yes, Metropolis. Let me go to the next one. This is another source on the public domain. This is the Duke Center for the Study of Public Domain, and they also look at all of the. Here's the literature. The Hardy Boys. It turns out
Hardy Boys, sure.
turns out they had to take a blue pencil to a lot of the Hardy Boys because our changed racial
Oh,
and so
Blue pencil means no.
and Franz Kafka's America, which is an incomplete novel. Of course, I'm a literary guy. So here's the movies: Metropolis, The Jazz Singers. One of the things that's coming out of copyright this year in movies is a pie fight. You know, Laurel and Hardy or Abbott and Costello are throwing pie fights at each other, and they use 3,000 pies in this scene. And then music coming out of copyright. Best things in life are free.
Appropriate for the subject.
Yes.
Ice cream, you scream. We all scream for ice cream.
Yeah, I thought that was a folk song. And
Best things.
Somehow or other,
Oh.
I'm signed in as the Plastic Club, but I can't seem to
Well-
get off and sign back on. So,
okay,
Well-
fine.
um,
That's
All
a
right,
great
so-
entry. That's a great entry,
Yeah.
but
Diane.
in fact,
Hey, Diane.
the recording is back on. I got that, but I'm
Good.
going to try to get out of here and come back on. All right,
Just-
bye.
Okay, bye.
Bob, can I ask a question about this public domain art in particular?
Yeah.
Does that mean, for example, that someone like me that does a lot of cutting out and pasting of my own things, like cars and so forth, does that mean that I can cut out a piece and put it on my thing and nothing would happen? I mean, is
Yes,
that what
it
it means?
does.
Is that what it means?
It belongs to the public.
So that's with anything that's prior to 1927 and earlier. Is that correct?
The rules are complicated, but once how it gets in the public domain, but once it's in the public domain, it belongs to the civilization.
So you
No.
can borrow parts of it, say, for example, I'm not saying I'm going to do that, but I'm just trying to see where it.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
Do you? Oh, right,
Um,
right, you do, yeah.
And so here's the three favorite people that I picked out of the ones. This is Jamini Roy, a Indian woman who I like her work. I like how she uses the background of rust. Okay, another one who's entering the public domain is, of all things, MC Escher.
Wow, that's amazing.
I've
How
never
about
heard
if
of
I don't
MC
want-
Escher.
How about if I don't want my things in the public domain?
Then you
Well, tough.
copyright them
Oh,
and don't die.
Yeah,
Now, that's the thing.
just don't die. You can't die.
well, I'm not quite clear though. So theoretically, someone could, I'm not saying I would do that. I'm just saying someone could get something from the public domain and print up like 1 million copies of it and sell it on whatever.
Sure, the poster, that's what the poster companies do.
Oh, uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Um,
That's
Sure,
what-
this signature amazes me. How could
Wow.
someone turn their name so that it reads both ways?
Oh, that's great.
You
That's
work-
just
Oh,
amazing.
neat.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And you know, there's lots of Escher's part of our subconscious.
I've never
Okay,
heard
there's
of it.
another guy that went into public domain. This is a Italian artist named Gino Boccasilli, who is, it's my idea of what art used to be. Let me bring up some of his stuff.
Bob, while you're doing that, I have a question on this also. Original, let's say an original painting that is owned by an individual. You know, a person bought a Picasso for $5 million and it's hanging on their wall, but there are images of it, photographs of it, reproductions of it out in the world. When
Yeah.
do those go into public domain, or if it's owned by someone else, does it get re-upped to be owned by the person who bought it? You know?
The law on this stuff confuses me. As far as I'm concerned, I speak without expertise. I think the Mona Lisa that is in the wall of the Louvre still belongs to the Louvre, but anyone who has a copy of the Mona Lisa is free to do that.
I see.
All right, let me show you. I was telling you about some of the artists I like who came out. This is an Italian poster designer by the name of Gino Boccasilli. He is, you know, like you know, he's sort of a pinup guy. I like it's a nostalgic style to me, a happy innocence. But of course, Europe in his time was not innocent, and he ended up joining the fascist party. Fascist, yes. Great supporter of Benito Mussolini, and did a lot of propaganda for the fascists. Here's one where they imagine this is when, you know, like before D-Day, this is one where they imagine the Nazis and the Japanese and the Italians defeating the American ships entering, landing on Normandy. All right, I have another.
You have an image to go with
I
that?
didn't see that one.
You're on the previous image.
You want me to go? I'm sorry.
We missed the image of whatever you said it was. We were just seeing the babe.
Yeah.
The skier babe, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
we
okay.
talked about.
All right. I'm going to have to start again. My apologies. All right. So here's the Italian artist
Got
doing his propaganda work.
it. Okay.
Oh, I see.
The Italian fighter plane shooting down the B-17. Now tell me if you see this. Do you see this? Do you see the samurai?
No.
No.
Oh, okay. I don't know how this works, and I'm gonna have to restart.
Oh, I was looking as if there was a samurai hidden in the artwork.
Yes, I was looking.
Right, like
If you
Doris.
cross your eyes and look at the planes, it's a samurai.
There we
Oh, there
go.
you go.
Okay, there's a samurai defending the European shore, the samurai and the Nazis and the Italians
Oh, I see.
sinking the American boats on the, all right, and I have one more, the person entering the public domain is Paul Eluard. Paul Eluard is a French writer who I've never read, but he was dead in the center of the Dada movement.
Right.
And this was the cover to his book, a collage by Max Ernst. Can you all see that?
She
Yeah.
was married to him. Yes, she was married to Max Ernst. She eventually married Dali, or Eluard's wife, Gala, married Dali. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Didn't know that.
Eluard's wife
Was Gala
married.
Dali? Yes.
All right. Thank you.
She dropped
All right.
Eluard and married Dali because she knew he had greater talent and could give her a life that she was wanting more than Eluard could.
Well,
He was just a writer, basically.
gold digger.
Gold digger.
And-
Absolutely, yes.
Right, and of course, you know what she said. You know what she said when they met, of course.
Dali, no, of course, tell us.
Oh, come on. Hello, Dolly.
All right. So that's the end of my presentation on Public Domain Day.
Thank you.
I'm done. Can you take over?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Who has work to share today?
We all do.
Let's see.
Everybody.
Andy, do you have work?
I'm skipping.
Except
Well,
Andy.
I've been on vacation for a couple of weeks. I got nothing.
Okay. It's good to take a rest.
It is good to
Tell us
take a
about your
rest.
vacation.
I'm just, you know,
Diane, did you have something for tonight?
Yeah, I do. Just
Okay, and Alden, I didn't, okay. Very
He's
good.
bringing light into the world.
Yes, I love them.
So many jokes.
Don, would you like to start us off?
Sure. So I'm still working with watercolors.
Ah,
I love this.
oh, that.
That is
Nice.
gorgeous.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
It's a view from my sister's barn. She has a horse farm. Not far from here, about 15 miles from here. And I'm still working with the Kuretake watercolors.
Ah, beautiful.
Yeah, it's a different formulation than, say, like European watercolors. They use boiled fish skins as the solvent. So you get a lot more vivid
Yes.
pigment.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's
Yes, that must be the reason.
Interesting.
beautiful. Yes.
Nice composition.
and then Ted
Really nice.
Your
Ted
work is-
inspired me to try
Go
doing
back.
it.
Can you go back?
Sure.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention it's a great use of warm and cool colors. You don't see it that often.
Yes,
Successful.
yes.
Terrific, yeah.
I appreciate that.
Good point.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, Ted, you inspired me to try doing a still life.
Oh, cool.
So the drawing is using Derwent color pencils.
Ah,
They're called ink tints. So you can solve them, use water as a solvent one time and then it soaks into the paper.
hmm.
Don, I've said this before, as a photographer, that whole thing is, a great photograph.
Thanks, yeah, it's my world. What can I say?
I know
Oh,
you're doing
look
a
at
still life,
that.
but the
That's-
still life is gorgeous.
I haven't done
but
a
the
still
whole
life in
thing, the whole
years.
arrangement is very, very photographic.
Thank you.
Photogenic? I don't know, what's the word?
But yeah, I haven't tried to do a still life in many years, so it felt good to
That's
sit down
beautiful.
and put my mind to it.
Mm.
Nice piece, nice piece.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good. And
call.
back to the color, what Ted was, the colors you're using here are spectacular. They're
Oh,
beautiful.
thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Love
Yellow,
it.
teal,
Yeah.
and red.
Beautiful.
In fact, there's the red things are salt and pepper shakers that I bought at the Dali show when it was in Philadelphia.
Oh,
Ah,
really?
Oh, wow.
They have the elephants with the long legs on it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
okay.
That's what I have this week. Thanks.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
Beautiful.
Very
Well
nice.
done.
I like how you
Beautiful.
rendered the bananas. That's
Thanks.
very nice.
They were
Very-
rotting as I watched them.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you captured it very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
I don't know why I buy bananas.
I know.
You've been
Well,
doing
it
real,
has a
Good
3D.
idea.
It has a 3D dimension, Don. It's popping out, right
Thanks,
on the
thanks.
page. It's not flat.
I appreciate that. Thanks.
You know, what I like,
Well done.
Yeah.
I only have one little can of white of that Kuretake,
Uh-huh.
because it was suggested I get it for something. And I find that I'm using it for all kinds of things, because it's
Mhm.
just so creamy and thick, and it's really, so I like to try to maybe get a whole palette like you have, and
They're not that expensive. You can get them on Amazon.
yeah, and I'm glad that you're shown, because it gives, I can see what the colors look like. They're really
Mhm.
much richer than watercolor.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like one step
Definitely.
away from wash.
Wash like almost.
Yeah,
Yeah. Thanks, Don.
thank you.
Mhm. Nice, thank you. Let's see, Doris, would you like to go?
All right. Okay. Where is this? Oh, there it is. Okay. This is the only thing I actually did this week. It's different. This is this was the
Oh.
box
Very
with the tree
nice.
ornament for it.
Oh, nice.
So,
Is it on tile or glass or something?
no, it was a wooden box,
Okay.
balsam wood. And it was the 4 dividers. It had the little wood tree ornaments that I would burn.
Pick
So
up
you-
It has an Asian
Joseph
feel.
Cornell,
Mhm.
Mhm.
the artist Joseph Cornell says.
Oh, yeah.
It's just
Mhm.
so you painted the inside of the box.
I painted the inside blue, put stain around it, and picked up some sticks outside and
Beautiful.
did the
Yeah,
punch.
it's really
Very nice.
Yeah,
Yes.
very
Kind of like a
imaginative.
craft
Very
collage thing.
nice.
Wow.
The 4 seasons.
And like Dawn, you have that 3D effect on the bottom ones anyway. They seem like they're coming off the.
Well, yeah, it's not painting. It's more like a collage.
Uh-huh.
I didn't paint this. This is
Mhm.
actual sticks.
It's actually real sticks, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they're real sticks. I
Yeah.
see.
I thought
Okay.
about painting it.
And real leaves, I'm assuming.
No, they're
No.
Cutouts.
paper-
Did you
paper
cut them?
punch.
Did you cut them out, or were those?
It's one of those paper punches.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't cut them out.
Good combination of color.
Yeah.
We're- Had a good color thing going here tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just figured I'm gonna make something with the box that the tree ornaments came in. So
Good recycling.
Someone will
Yeah.
buy that.
Yeah.
That will sell.
mhm.
Yeah.
That's what's kind of fun. So yeah.
How large is it, if I may ask? Do you know? Any idea?
Either 8 by 8 or 10 by 10. It's small.
Oh,
Whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So the twigs are
Very
small.
small. Okay.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
look at how the sticks meet in the center
Yeah.
organically.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
really
yeah.
nice.
It is.
Yeah.
Nice touch.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was kind of like fun because it's like I'm gonna do something with this rock.
Beautiful.
So,
You seem to
Yeah.
try a lot of different things.
yeah,
Yeah.
hearing that. Yeah. So okay, this one. Where are these things? All right, this is related to a sketch. Last time I showed you a sketch and I said I did it later on that concept.
Yeah.
Very nice, Doris.
Wow.
Great,
Nice.
great idea. I love it. I love the
Yeah.
idea. It's terrific.
Snake, yeah, snakes coming out of a tree.
I like the snake.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So it's a snake tree. That was-
Yeah.
Snake tree, yeah.
Oh, I see it now. Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
look at it.
Yeah.
Pretty bizarre.
Nicely rendered. Your technique here is beautiful. Is that a pencil
yeah.
or pen?
That's pen.
Pen?
It reminds me of something. I don't know how old I was, young. My uncle Bernie, who is my mother's next youngest brother, was in the Second World War, and he was in France. And he sent me a book, a picture book, and there was an image in it. I think it was a hand drawn, like a golden book, but bigger. And there was an image in there that, boy, as soon as I saw it, brought it right back to me. So I don't know. I just wanted to say that.
Mm.
Well, Doris, if you used pen, not pencil, then there's no room for mistakes, right? It's just whatever you did, that's how it had to be, correct?
Well, yeah, I mean, you can work your mistakes in.
Exactly. You work it in.
You just kind of make it in, work it into the drawing.
Yep.
I've been working in pen since high school.
It's very clever.
Yeah,
But,
it is. I like it a lot.
yeah.
It's nice to
It's very
contrast. and-
intimidating to think that you did it in sort of, without second chances.
Oh,
What,
yeah.
what kind of pen are you using, Doris?
I think this one was probably a dip pen.
Okay, so a ballpoint pen.
Yeah.
Okay, not
Usually
a-
I use, a lot of times I'll sketch in just the art pens.
okay,
Or I also have a mechanical type pen that has a dip style nib,
okay,
so that I use that too.
okay.
So, yeah. The dip pens are slower to work with.
Yeah,
Almost looks like an etching.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
that is correct. Yeah.
I like how the background is left blank to really make the detail in the trees pop out.
Mhm.
It really works.
Yeah.
The
Mhm.
more you look at your drawings, the more you see.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
I like there's very subtle, I'm gonna call them weeds. I know Kim's gonna be very upset with me now. But in the back, there's just little tiny,
leaves.
yeah, and they're just enough to like bring your eye to make it not seem flat. It's very subtle. It's
Right.
Yeah.
very convincing.
Nice piece.
Also, I love how
Wonderful piece.
I love how the movement of the snakes is going away from the one in the background, coming around in the
Yeah.
foreground and going off the page. So you have that little tail down there. So there's a lot of movement. You feel, I feel the movement in the snakes, the way you did the composition.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Very good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Great.
And then I'm gonna just show you a photo. This is that weird auction house that's up the street from me.
Very
Oh,
nice.
nice.
Very nice. Where, yes, nice. Colors
There's
are
the
beautiful,
weirdest stuff in there.
especially the guy on the left there.
Yeah, yeah.
Looks like Christ in shorts.
Yeah.
He was golfing that day.
He didn't realize he was going to be resurrected in this window.
What
Oh,
accounts for the graininess, the white dots?
my question, yep.
It was actually foggy.
Oh, yeah, it has that foggy
Footage
look
of
to
it,
it.
yeah.
That's why the effect of the window is like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
The frogs and the white sculpture in the middle looks like some kind of, I don't know, Asian god or something.
It
What
is. Yeah.
With the
Yeah, it
wings,
is.
wings and on it and everything.
Mhm.
Uh,
All the
very
stuff
nice.
you see in these windows, you don't even know what the heck they are. It's
Yeah.
just-
The reflection of the light looks like it's part of the still life. Interesting.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's Shakespeare standing there.
Ah.
Yes, it does look rather like Shakespeare.
It was Robin Hood.
And then we have barking frogs in the front.
Yes.
Right.
Right. Well done.
Barking frogs.
Looks like
Nice
looks like-
photograph.
It's
Yeah.
sort of,
Yes.
running.
I'm sort of reminded of like a Jesus action figure or something.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, which I've seen those. It kind of reminds me of,
There has been them, yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
But the
running shoes and all.
There's a
Well, doesn't Jesus wear long dresses, whereas Shakespeare would wear something short?
yeah, well,
True.
maybe that's what it is. I don't know. So, yeah, I don't know.
I like the visual coincidence of the round tops,
Hmm.
you know, and then also most of the objects are round too. I don't know, that piece has geometry to me.
Well, I mean, the guy obviously who has a store did that all deliberately.
Yeah.
Must be. He didn't just put a random bunch of stuff.
Where is that store?
This is the auction place on Moreland Road.
Oh, okay.
But where did you say?
Moreland Road in Haverhill.
Oh.
That's where I live.
Oh.
It used to be Impact thrift store a few years back,
Yeah,
which I love that place. This place you can't go in.
I know. I miss the other place so much.
Yeah. The bookstore was fun. You know, you could find
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff in there, and yeah. So, yeah.
Well, thank you,
All right.
Doris. This is great.
Thank you. Yeah,
Very
beautiful
nice.
work.
Thank you.
Beautiful work.
Ken, would you like to share?
Sure, thanks. A quick preface to my presentation will be the first image. I live in a one-bedroom apartment in the same house that Janice and Bob live in. And it's a one-bedroom north-facing apartment. And this is my view. And these are taken on the same day, 57 minutes apart. But the reason I'm showing these as a preface to the rest of the shots I'm going to show you is that by being north facing, my apartment gets no direct sunlight, none whatsoever. It's the sun never comes around far enough to put any light in our apartment. But if you look at these buildings in the background, this happens to be, well, most of them, of course, they all have windows, but a lot of them are highly reflective windows. So what does start happening is, and I'm only here, this is my third year here, started to realize that there's a lot of direct reflected light that comes into my apartment. So that's the project that I've been working on. I have very few of these, but I'm going to show you some of them. So the first one is this one.
Ooh,
And
love it.
so
Yeah.
this is,
Yeah, I love that one too. That's really smashing.
Yeah, yeah.
thank you, thanks. So this is actually when now it's light reflected off of one of those buildings coming in through my window, and this is obviously just what it is. But I I didn't set this up. I just happened to turn around and see it on the table, and I was like,
That is
okay.
amazing.
That
that you
is
saw
something.
that and captured it. That's amazing.
And it's just such a beautiful rendition of all the, I mean, what the light did, and how it rendered itself as a shadow and a reflection and all that. I was just blown away by it. So
Yeah.
The shadow doesn't even look like it comes from the glass.
I agree
Yeah,
with
because
that.
it's so elongated.
Yep. And the light arc, almost a parabolic arc there, and the circle around. I mean, just so much of what went on here blew my mind.
Now,
And
if it were
what time of the day was that, Ken? Was that also in the evening, like you were showing
Well,
us the other stuff?
it's interesting. That's a good question, because the sun will come in as reflected light in the morning or in the late afternoon. So I actually don't remember. I could check back on the file and tell you that, but I don't recall.
if it weren't
a great shot.
reflected, if it were direct, what do you think the difference would be?
I
There
think
are a
it
lot
might
of
be,
subtle things here. Would direct be, I don't know what.
it might be very similar, because some of the light that gets reflected off of these buildings right out my window here is so intense that you can't even look at it, because it's like looking at the sun.
Oh, wow.
So it might be very similar. There may be some changes, but it would be hard to, work that out and see what it would be.
Right.
I'm just happy I get some light into the apartment.
Ken, have you been tempted to go through your cupboard and look for other items that you could continue the series?
Absolutely. Like I said, this was a coincidence. I mean, it just happened to be sitting on the table, but it's a very good point, and it crossed my mind. I have the next two I want to show, or three that I want to show. We'll show you where I actually took this, as opposed to doing little still lifes like that. So the next one is
Look at that.
a shadow of the plants I
Wow.
have in the place, and again, just that reflected light coming in, causing the shadow on the wall.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That is, I mean, that's
Stunning.
I mean, my work is wandering about places, physically. So I haven't ever done what you're doing, and it's obvious that, and Sarah has done stuff in her home too, and so has Janice, etc. So it really opens up a whole new way of looking at the world if I only had shadows on sun and whatever.
But
Well,
those kind of shadows only happen at a particular time of year as well, right?
absolutely.
The angle of the sun being so low at this point.
Yep.
Yeah.
And any of these things I'm showing you today only last for a brief few minutes.
Yeah,
That
sure,
sun,
sure.
the angle of the sun hitting the building, and then the building might be a curved building, and if the sun moves a little bit, then the light coming in just disappears. So I may have a beam of light coming into the apartment for 5 minutes, and then it's gone.
That's what happens here. I'd love to watch the light go around the room real early in the morning. It's incredible.
Oh, it's amazing.
Incredible.
It is. I'm with you on that. It's just, I mean, this came up. I did a number of photographs, a couple different compositions of it, and then boom, it was gone. So my chance to get it was very brief.
I like Andy's point, because if you have the direct sun on an object casting a shadow, I get the feeling it may be different if it's reflecting off a window, because the window has just probably distorts the. I would just wonder if that would distort the light in such a way that would look different.
Well, I think Andy is onto something, and you're amplifying it is true. I mean, there are different color windows out here. There are
Yeah.
different shapes of the building. There are different angles of the
Yeah.
light. So yes, I think you might be right. This next one is, I mean, I mean, I'll let everybody take it in for a second, but I have like this Jetsons feel of like this is some kind of spaceship landing on a landing pad.
Are we looking at the wall?
Yep, this is just a flat wall, just a flat wall.
Really?
And the amazing thing is, each time one of these, if I have the time, I mean, I'm spending the time shooting it. If I have the time, I try to figure out what the hell created this in my apartment. So obviously the reflected light off of a building came into my apartment, hit something, and then reflected up onto the wall. So it's one, two, it's like the third iteration of the light. There's the sunlight hitting the building, then coming in and hitting something else, and then reflecting again up onto the wall. So on this one, I actually cannot tell you what created it because I didn't have the time to figure it out. So it's a
Well,
mystery.
3D effect.
Is that brick in the front then? I mean, you said it's on a wall, but then there's that line, looks to me like brick. Is that brick or not?
No, this is the light reflected off of some reflective surface.
Really?
This was more the direct reflection coming in. This was off of something. It could have been a tabletop. I don't know what the hell it was.
It looks like a chimney, not a chimney, but you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
fireplace.
But it had to be some reflective surface. So in my apartment, we have a glass coffee table. I have, well, you'll see on the next one, the final one, which is my favorite of the series. I'll explain. I'll let you look at it first, then I'll explain it.
Wow.
Okay.
All these images are
Right.
so different.
They
Yeah.
are very different.
Yeah.
So this one reminds me of Marcel Duchamp's
Yeah.
nude descending a staircase.
Yeah, exactly.
And one of the most amazing parts of it, this part of it right here. Now this one I had time to figure out because of the last one. I never figured it out. You're not going to believe what this is.
It's a vacuum cleaner.
That reflection is a reflection off of a highly polished plastic light switch plate.
Really?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yep. And this is a reflection off of a piece of artwork I have on the wall. And I can't figure out how it made that all these shapes, but it did, obviously. And you can see this is the wall. I mean, there's dirt, dirty wall, and the latex paint, all the details of it. But again, this is one of the, and it lasted long enough for me to figure that out, but it disappeared within minutes.
The painting
It's
reflected
amazing.
off of, does it have glass in front of it? Is that what's bouncing off of?
You mean this?
I mean, what the light is bouncing off of to generate this, is it a framed painting with glass?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the light comes in again, reflected off of one of the buildings, one of these buildings sent light into the apartment, hit the light switch, the light plate, switch plate, and the glass in front of the painting. Yes. Sorry, I didn't. Yeah.
It's all glass, isn't it? Like it bounces off of glass across the street, goes through the glass of your window, hits the glass in the painting.
Absolutely.
Wow.
You
Yeah.
look for that again? Will you look for that again?
This one, you know what, time of year, and I'm sure this will appear for a certain number of days every year. But once the sun and the earth move to a certain point, it hasn't shown up in the last, I haven't seen it since I photographed it.
Ah,
Mm.
So I'll have to keep an eye out for the next year to see if it's still, well, it will happen, I'm assuming. I can't.
And I like the tone, the tone of it. It's not black and white. It's got a nice tone.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Yeah. I
And
would-
is that handheld, or do you have a steadying device?
This one happened to be handheld.
Yeah.
No, actually, all of these were handheld.
Mm.
Yeah, all these were handheld.
Yeah, I think that I would guess that accounts for some of the softness.
Yes,
Mhm.
well, yeah, I'm using wide open aperture on most of the
Mhm.
I mean, that's what, in case anybody's unaware of, I mean, most everybody in this room knows enough about photography to know the shallow depth of field, but this is actually obviously my screen in front of it, and I just focused on the screen.
Right.
And
I see, because I was going to ask you about that, Ken.
yeah, so the screen is in focus, but I'm using probably a 2.8 aperture, which is very wide open, which gives you very shallow depth of field. And it creates that soft effect, out of focus effect on.
Yeah, I thought it was my eyesight, actually.
No. Your eyesight is fine.
It's
Well,
great how it
tell me about that.
simplifies the building to simple blocks.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the question about handheld or Janice, I only wish this was handheld also, because I would have liked to have had the camera in the exact spot for both of these. You can see that they're slightly different. It doesn't really matter ultimately, but my obsessive compulsive nature would have liked it to have been,
That had the same look as Doris's, with all the boxes and the things that, it was like that fuzzy look. I don't know the right, but Doris's last one had that same feel.
Mm.
Yes.
Oh, right. Yes,
So
yes. Yes, it did.
So thank you for looking and viewing and
Well,
comments.
it's a whole new way of seeing the world.
Yeah. Those were all color film, right?
It's all digital cam taken with digital.
Okay.
Yep.
Mm.
Love it, Ken. Very
Yes.
nice.
Thank you.
Thank you. Diane, would you like to share?
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year, Diane.
Okay.
I didn't get thrown off from messing up the recording, so that's good. So sorry about that.
No.
I was going through some images for something I was putting together earlier this week, and I came across this monotype I made many years ago, based on the trial of Sacco and Vanzetti.
Wow.
Many people have no idea anything about that. That's not this group, of course, but I always liked this print, and I made two versions. I mean, it's a monotype. And so the second one, this was the ghost print. And what a ghost print is, for those of you who don't know, and maybe all of you know, it's
I don't.
after you
I don't
take,
either.
okay, so after you ink your plate, you make your print, there's ink residual left on your plate, and you can pull another print. It's not going to be crisp, but sometimes you get something that's kind of just fun in its own right. So I pulled the ghost print, and of course the color isn't as strong, but I went into it with some pastel pencil or color pencil or something, and played around with it a little. So I mean, this was the original, and I took liberties and cleaned it up a little, and I was just having fun with it, but it's an old print.
Love it. What, could you tell us, I didn't, what was the circumstance again? You said
The
it's,
trial of
Is that the jury? Is
Sacco.
that the jury?
oh,
That is the jury, and the reason this interests me, I'm from an Italian family, and I always was curious why it was always said that Sacco and Vanzetti, who were two Italian immigrants, accused of promoting communism. They were union organizers, and they were put on trial, I guess, for being communist. But the saying that always goes with that is that they were convicted by an all-white jury. And I was like, but they were Italian. And then someone in my family, my father, somebody explained to me that at that time, Italians were not considered white.
Yeah,
And
there was a case in the South, where you couldn't intermarry.
right.
And a Sicilian man married a African-American woman. And the court ruled that that was fine because being Sicilian wasn't white.
Right. And and then, well, Sicilians, that's a whole of, well, in Italy, nobody gets along in Italy. So, but there's all kinds of jokes you can make about that. But anyway, but that is true. So
leave it to Europeans to come up with all this, but go ahead.
What's that?
I said, leave it to Europeans to come up with all
Leave it
this.
up to Europeans to come up with it, right. So,
Well, don't come
Where's
down
going
so
on?
hard. I mean, Indians in India are highly color conscious, extremely
No,
now.
I mean, my son-in-law is from Kenya, and they have tribal disagreements.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, it goes very deep. So but anyway, they're always joking about Sicilians and other Italian. Anyway,
I thought Sacco and Vanzetti were the murderers. They weren't murderers then. They
no,
were.
I think you're thinking of Leopold and Loeb.
Yeah.
Yes.
Leopold and
Yeah.
Loeb. Okay. Looked up.
Big
Now,
difference.
Sacco and Vanzetti were kind of union. They were
Organizers.
right.
I
And
was not aware of that.
so anyway, I got very interested in that, and a lot of my work surrounds diversity issues. So this was just something else.
I love the heads floating above that dome-looking area.
Yeah.
It's a
Is
terrific
that them
idea.
right there in front?
Yeah, that's Sacco and I forget which is which. I don't remember, and I guess I drummed up a picture of them from somewhere. This is the back
Fantastic.
of them. Yeah, so that.
Terrific.
Well, the
And,
textures are really nice too.
That is really
I
creativity.
It
really
is.
like that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Strong image.
It is.
Thank you,
Wow.
Mike.
Yeah.
And of course, I can't leave you without some Harriets because
Yay.
I feel like if so I have two because I have the one from last week. So here's Harriet with this is called The Reluctant Traveler. Okay. And unable to find a pet sitter, Harriet the elegant ghost had no choice but to take Fluffy, her reluctant cat, with her for the holidays.
Oh,
And that is what happened with Lulu right here. And so then Harriet, she had a tough New Year's Eve. So
That's what I felt like after.
so this says, in an attempt to stay up until midnight to ring in the new year, Harriet the elegant ghost drank one too many cups of coffee and was awakened at 8 a.m. on January 1st.
oh gosh.
And that's Harriet's adventures over the holidays. So
Very cool.
thank you.
Oh, that is a lot of fun.
Love those.
Yeah, thank you, Diana. Thank you, Harriet.
Yes.
That was a good history lesson.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I'll have to look that up. I didn't know that.
Now, I think the Philadelphia Museum has two paintings that I always love to see on both of those topics by
Oh,
Ben
really?
Shawn.
Oh.
You know, but since then they've moved everything around, so I wouldn't know where they are. Okay. Kim, you want to go?
Sure. So my theme today is a bifurcated theme. Part of it was taken in 2021, and part of it is taken yesterday. So my New Year's series type of thing. So I'm going to begin here. Neela, this is what you should have done. And when I took it, I thought this is really Neela's stuff. So I don't know if you know, but City Hall, now they just opened it up in 2021.
Love
In the area, they have a carousel. Do you know what I'm talking about? Right in
yeah,
City
yeah.
Hall?
Yeah.
And this was in 2021, and I was so totally enchanted by that because it used to be like a horrible, horrible, horrible place. But then they closed it off like for 10 years or whatever, and then they reopened it. And Bob, this is your influence. I think it was Ken or somebody that did a blurry shot. And I said, oh, I wonder how I could do it. And you said, you told me on GIMP. Do you remember telling me, Bob, at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I
Yeah,
could remember
wasn't-
what you told me because I, went in one ear and out the other. But this is what came out of the experience with you telling me. There's, they have these filters or whatever, and I used it and I made it like that. But Neela, I thought of you the whole time.
Yes.
I really wish you could have
Well,
been there.
Kim, this is great.
It is
Oh,
beautiful.
thank you.
Yeah.
It is.
I wish you
Great.
could have been there to do your thing, but I did your thing for you then.
All right.
So then this is the other thing which I thought was interesting. They actually have a Ferris wheel
Yeah.
in the middle of the city. It's
Yep.
crazy.
Mhm.
I mean, it's amazing. So that's my second shot taken of this wonderful fairground, Neela, which you have to come see.
Where is this near, this fairground?
It is actually in City Hall.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah,
That's
and
the
this is the
Masonic
Mormon. This
temple
is the
behind us,
Mormon
right?
building or whatever they call it. It's a Mormon
Inside
thing.
or
That's
outside?
the Masonic
It's
temple.
outside. It's outside. It's
Oh,
all
yeah.
around the city. They call it
Okay.
Dilworth Plaza. They call it.
Not in City Hall.
Okay.
Well, it's inside the plaza and it's all around it. It's called
Yeah.
Dilworth Plaza,
Right.
Right.
and it's a big fairground. It's the craziest thing. The craziest thing.
Ah.
And I was just so enchanted in 2021. I was just blown over by what I saw.
Now,
Okay, so
this was still the pandemic, wasn't
oh
it?
yeah. It was still the pandemic, exactly. And that's what made it so special was that you could come out and see all these people having a good time. And I thought it was, and I don't know if you remember, but last year we were having 1.5 million cases per day. I remember that because I used to look it up every single day. But in the United States, we had 1.5 million COVID cases per day in 2021.
Wow.
Going into 2022. Okay, so now we have a little change of scene because I wanted to show you something abstract. And then we'll go back to the city New Year's Day now, this last New Year's Day, the one we just had. But this is taken in the summer of 2021. And you've seen a different iteration of it. And I just
Nice.
call it Fields of Green, but I'll tell you what it is. I was picking up my two friends, Celia and John, and we were going to pick blueberries. And it was an intensely hot day, and I was in the car waiting for them. And they were whatever they were doing, but I couldn't leave because I had to drive them to the blueberry farm. So I just stepped out of my car, and there was literally a field outside of the place they were staying. And I took a shot of the field. And I did show you about a year ago just the field. But then I thought maybe I could do something with the field. So this is my abstract, Fields of Green.
Very nice. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, really good.
Is it? I mean, I don't know. I don't do abstracts, but I've just been watching all this Sotheby's, and I thought, I just got to do something weird.
I'm reminded of
itching
the
me.
work of Paul Klee.
Mhm.
Yes.
Thank you. It has
Yes.
a cubistish.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for saying that. I was actually very inspired on these Sotheby's auctions by Paul Klee.
Mm.
And So good. Thank you for saying that.
And there's a tiny yellow border on the picture that I see that I think
yes,
helps it.
to contain it.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold it together.
Okay. I might just try blowing it up and, putting it in a frame and see what happens. You
Do.
never,
Mhm.
you
Yeah,
never
that
know.
would be nice.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah. Color is great. Color is great. The flow of
Nature.
the flow of the geometry is wonderful.
Mhm,
Very
mhm.
nice. Very nice.
And the warm and cool tones.
Yep. Yep.
Thank you very much. I will attempt to frame it then. Okay, so now we get to New Year's, not the Mama's Day, because I do have some Mama's things, but I don't have that here. I went for my usual walk around to see what I could get. And these are two shots that I got. So this one is called Backstreet Blues, because I often walk on Broad Street, but I very rarely venture off of Broad Street. And so I went literally around the back where they have Taco Bell and all that stuff. And this is what I found, this house with these wooden structures and things
Oh,
like
I
that.
love that.
And another, as we talked about last week, the murals in Philadelphia.
Yeah, right. The mural
Fabulous.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah. I thought it was a very splendid mural, actually.
Oh, it
They're
is.
all splendid. They're all splendid, but I'd never seen this one before. It was new for me. And I liked the sort of wooden things at the back and the trash and all that kind of stuff. So that's why I took the shot.
So where is this?
Good
I'll tell you
shot.
exactly where it is. It is on Broad, and I don't know the name of the street. It's near Christian Street, I'm going to say, because on the other side is what I call Cranberry Town. But this is the right-hand side. This is the west side of Broad Street. And it's not very far in the interior. It's right off where Rite Aid is. And there's a Taco Bell. No, I don't think it's called a Taco Bell. It's called something else. But you know what I'm saying. It's where Rite Aid and Sprouts are. And I have, oddly enough, not been on that in that area. I mean, I've been around that area, but not there. I've never been there before. So I decided to take the shot. So that's where it was. And it's a pretty good mural. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Really, it is amazing.
The
And I like
little bit of the little bit of litter in the front works nicely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it was on the parking lot, it'd be ugly. But it's where litter should be, blown there to the fence.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I like the trash because I've been influenced by Mick and his God knows what he does. And I would never have taken a shot like this. I wouldn't even have considered it art at all. But because of him, I figured, well, we'll leave the trash in and we won't prettify it. We'll just make it the way it really is.
Beautiful.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the tactility of it too.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it works. It
Okay,
works.
so my last shot is something that I walk by all the time on Broad Street, and this is near Broad and South, or a little past Broad and South. I don't know what I kind of zone out after South Street, and then comes Washington, but it's a little bit after South. And I've been walking on Broad for ages, and I've seen this for ages, and I thought, you know what? I just have to take this shot. I have to do it because it's calling me. So this is it on right near New Year's Day. And this is called, what I can't remember, it's something to do with a vase. I can't remember what I called it, but this is what attracted me, was the vase with the, what are those things
Pussy
called?
willows. Pussy
Pussy
willows.
willows. Thank you. I was blanking out for the moment. But I was very attracted. It's actually a dentist's office on Broad Street.
Wow.
And they have this beautiful, beautiful vase with this beautiful pussy willow thing. And so I took the shot and I got the reflection of the Broad Street on the other side with the Cranberry Town area you see peeking out here. You see where they have all those red houses and things?
Right. Yeah. Very nice.
for
Yeah, I
sure.
love the touch of the lower right-hand corner being the red, and then you have that touch in the back and the opposite
Mhm.
side of the frame. Very nice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I have been dying to take a shot for so long, and I always just walk by. And as I said, I like to do stuff on holidays like Memorial Day, July 4th, whatever, Thanksgiving. I didn't do any at Christmas because it was so cold. And then I came out after, I did come out on New Year's Day and then the day after that. So this is more recent. Well, thank you very much.
I'm
Very
glad you
nice.
took
Yeah.
that name.
Good series.
Yep.
Thanks, Kim.
Thank you.
I'm glad you took
Very
that. Kim.
interesting.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I'm so glad I did too.
Funny how certain scenes can haunt you.
Yeah, it did haunt me. Yeah, I just had to do it. And I thought, I'm going to do it. Okay. And it turned out okay.
Oh, yes.
Good stuff.
Thank you.
Ted, would you like to go?
Sure. I have I don't know what that is. Oh, I see. Okay. I have two pieces as part of my triptych series. This is number one.
Ooh,
Mm,
Mm.
that is cool.
Moody.
Hmm.
wow.
Yeah, I
very
like
nice.
that.
Yeah, yep. A lot of movement in there. Wow,
Mm.
beautiful.
This is, and I wanted to try different color treatment.
Mm.
This,
Ooh.
Oh,
Wow.
Is this the Harlequin thing? The series, the Harlequin?
yeah,
Yeah, I like that.
yes.
Beautiful.
And of course, I can't, I don't know why it's making that noise.
Well, I think the noise gives it some depth or interest.
No,
The text is the same image, but different colors.
same image, different treatment, color
That's
treatment.
amazing.
Yeah, because it does look very
yeah,
different,
difference.
actually.
There's this one and the green one.
Mm.
That's amazing because I think the
Oh,
green
yeah.
has such a moodiness to it,
Mm.
such a moodiness.
And then I went for something lighter. This is the last piece I did.
Ooh.
Wow. That is, I like that.
Well, I think this is Alden. He had that quote from Miley Cyrus that pink is not a color, it's an attitude. And I've been doing a pink series as well, but this is very much influenced by that quote.
Plus, Ted, I love that you've taken the symmetry to a different level. So
Yes.
this one really sparks my imagination in terms of almost figures dancing with
Yes.
each other.
I thought the same thing.
Yes.
Mhm.
And the other thing is, it's amazing how color influences emotion.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
this one is very perky and joyful, and the green one is very moody.
Yep.
True.
To
Yeah.
me, I mean, it has its place, but it's a moody thing. And this is a fun thing.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, hopefully one day these will be printed out.
Oh, I certainly hope so.
Yeah, we got to do that.
And remember, I think Bob, you came up with the idea of him. Someone came up with the idea that he should contact the mural commissioner or whatever.
Yeah.
And it should have a very big canvas, huge.
Sure.
Everyone should see it.
Your idea, Kim.
Well, no, it wasn't someone, I think it was Bob suggested that he go to the mural commissioner because she's open. I think it's a woman. And
It
she
is,
seems
It
to be
is.
very
It's Jen
open.
Golden.
Mural
Yeah.
arts, mural arts.
Well, Ted, you have to do it. You have to,
Ted, I'm also working with the guy who does a lot of the printing for the mural arts.
Oh,
The piece I showed last week, the mural piece that I'm working on, the person who's printing it and installing it is one of Mural Arts' big distributors. He's
well,
really-
you see, you have a contact then in
Yeah,
Ken.
I
I
do,
mean, it won't
yeah.
take that much to just go that one step further and have like, whoa, Philadelphia, you know,
Yeah, we'd
it's
love
a whole
to,
different thing.
we'd love to see one of these on a ball somewhere, for sure.
Yeah, you should, Ken. I mean, you should, Ted. I mean, don't let the opportunity pass you by.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
Very
it.
nice, very nice. Love
Good,
it.
good show.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ted. Really
Yeah.
nice. Okay, we're up to Janice.
Okay. I have a show coming up in this building.
Ah,
Oh,
So
good.
I thought I'd give you a little preview. Today I finished the, what is it? Wait a minute. Oh, hell. There it is. Can you see that?
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
I can't see.
Yeah,
All right.
there you go. Oh, yeah.
That's the poster.
I
And
like the title, Far Away Nearby. That's wonderful.
thank you. And so it will be a mix of my pastels, and guess what?
Ah, yeah, the church.
The nearby church.
Yeah,
Ah,
very nice. That's a
Oh,
beautiful
I'd love to
poster.
go. I will not be in the country at that time, but
well, it'll be up.
nevertheless.
It will be up through part of April. So
Really?
you know, if you have a
Okay,
chance,
all
come
right.
down.
That's good to know then. Okay.
You know what you're going to talk about yet?
Pardon me?
You know what you're going to talk about yet? I see you're talking at 6:30
Yes,
already. Good.
I will.
Will you have that, on,
Oh, look at these, beautiful.
That is amazing.
Beautiful.
Okay, this will be the largest wall. I mean, something like this. There may be some changes, but basically, I'm just trying to get, you know, some idea of what I'll do.
Well, these are pastel, right, Janice?
These are all pastel.
That is even more amazing. Janice,
They're
I have to, Janice, I must tell you this. I really must. I was watching it was Christie's or Sotheby's, Gerhard Richter. They had two pieces. One was an abstract like I did,
Mhm.
or, you know, and the other one was like yours, clouds, right?
Huh.
So one painting went for 9 million and the other painting went for 4 million. So which one actually went for 9? Was it the Gerhard Richter abstract, which had orange and green and all the clouds? Which one do you think was bid up, Janice, since you do cloud?
I really, you know, when it comes to art and finance,
That's not your thing.
no,
Well, it shocked. Well, Janice, then I'll just tell you because it really
tell
shocked
me,
me.
please.
It was the clouds went for 9 million,
Wow.
and the abstract went for half that, which
Wow.
actually was a little surprising, because your clouds are actually better than his.
Mm,
Because you just said you painted those, right? They're not photographs.
No, they're not
Well,
photographed at all.
you're up
They're
there.
not
with
even,
Gerhard Richter.
they're not even from photographs. They're,
Well, I
they're
think
mine.
his
Yes.
was
Oh,
very, Janice, his was very mundane. Yours are very dramatic. Yours are in a different category.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're,
Thank
they're,
you.
they're really fantastic. Very, very
Yeah.
nice.
This happens to have the name,
Thanks.
and unfortunately, you don't, Janice. So that's unfortunately the difference.
I don't,
Exactly.
what?
What did you say, Alden?
He has the name, and unfortunately, you don't. He's made himself
How
very
it works,
famous.
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
The way it goes.
You know, we all feel that way, but
Yeah.
we keep doing it, right?
No, Janice, no, it's not over yet. The game ain't over yet.
No, exactly. You know, once upon a time, I was hoping, blah, 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 like all of us, that, you know, there would be some good, solid recognition, but it doesn't, you know, I can't be bothered with that now.
Right.
I need to
You
do the
have the
work.
recognition in our group, Janice. I'm
Yes.
telling you, this is, and I'm
Yes.
serious. You need to go look at Gerhard Richter's clouds because yours are superior.
I will look at this. I want
And
to
it
see.
does make me upset actually to know that. You know, that his was like, oh my God, this is fabulous, when yours is much more fabulous.
Listen, I saw Gerhard Richter in Zeitgeist in Germany in 1982. And I didn't like his work at all. So I'll be
He
interested
has,
in
he has a
seeing
very
this group.
wide range. I do have to agree with you. I mean, some of it is not so good. One thing he does have, based on the thing that Andy showed at the Plastic Club, The Price of Everything, is
Yes.
he has a lot of energy. I mean, he is, he paints on very big canvases and he gets on ladders and he's like 100 years old and he's like slinging paint. I mean, it's insane.
Zeitgeist, I knew the girlfriend of the man who coordinated that show, and they gave out the dimension that each artist should work in. It was the same one, huge, and I just felt that some of them were playing in an area that didn't mean anything to them, but that was just me. So onward. One last. Okay, so this is what I'll be talking about. Oh, I'm sorry, Mike.
No, I was just going to say, looking, at your work, what came to mind is that about you, that you talk softly, but you carry a big brush.
Thank you.
How true, how true.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and a lovely
Yes.
brush. Lovely brush.
Yep.
Okay, so these are the photographs.
Wow.
I plan to have one wall with the church steeples the way they were originally, and the lovely things that I could get with nice space around the steeple. And then along came progress.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then these buildings went up alongside, and I resisted that for a long time. And then suddenly, I began to see light and colors reflected. And I started to appreciate this differently. I grew.
Yes.
And look what Ken did also with his shadows and things.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that's beautiful. That's if something happens, you're unhappy because it blocks your view. And then you see something else came out of it.
That's the point. I mean, that's the point I hope to make is, I mean, I look at myself and say, oh, how silly I was, how ridiculous to resist it to that degree. Oh boy, I'm so glad that I kept looking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
because it could have been depressing to have your view taken away without your
Well,
permission.
it was.
Yeah,
I'm
Well,
sure.
we're basically talking about the definition of artist, that's for sure.
We
you're-
are.
Yeah.
So that's it, folks. Thank you
Very
for
nice.
looking.
congratulations, Janice, and I hope to see you when
Thanks.
you get back.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, just note,
you.
Janice, that I recognize you.
We all
Pardon?
recognize you. We recognize you.
Yes.
Thanks,
I
Janice.
recognize you, Janice.
Yeah, we all do.
I didn't hear you, Sarah. I'm sorry.
I said I recognize you and I honor your artwork.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Well, I'll let you all know when it's up. And if you can come to the opening, great. And if you want to come at another time, I could meet you and we could go look at it. Or I could go away.
That's
and
a
you could
very
look at it.
tempting. That's a tempting offer, Janice.
Thanks.
Thank you all.
Sarah, would you like to share?
I feel very shy because the work has been, but I did prepare a couple for this. And there's just some, for a long time, Mike and I were driving down Broad Street, and I may have shown some of these at other times.
That is just so amazing. I love that.
I love that.
Farrah Fawcett.
So sweet.
Wait, I didn't, I have to find it now. So anyhow, when we were driving down Broad Street, oops, that is not it.
Oh,
Take
ooh.
that down. I would look at the buildings and, so many of them are dilapidated and they have broken glass, or they have been made into apartments where 100 people live. And, what I did was look at the architecture, like I think other people have done, and really enjoyed seeing the workmanship that went into the original creation of these buildings. And so over the years, I've been taking a lot of those pictures, and I don't have the address or what the buildings are right here with me, but I'll show you one.
Oh,
Ah,
You know,
there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
on Broad Street, right?
Was it green or did you color it like that?
I didn't color. I don't do any. This is straight photography.
Wow.
Except to put it on here, I may have enhanced it a little, but it should even be lighter than that, the actual cement.
Very
Beautiful.
nice.
Out to Washington, if I'm correct.
I like the slant that you chose.
yeah.
Sometimes I have to slant because my driver doesn't stay still and I have to open up the window.
Cropping, you always crop it.
Yeah, but I got in more. Yeah. And I mean, it's just incredible. This city is just
Oh,
incredible.
yeah, it
It
does.
is.
Yeah, it has so much. Yep, yep.
So I have another one. I'll take this one down. And these are older because I was doing these series, I would say 2017, 18, 19, even maybe even before that. And it was just a thrill. I have so many of them, but I did select. I actually made a, wait. Are you seeing all this?
No,
No,
No, no.
we just see the honeymooners there.
yes.
Oh, now we get your black screen.
Oh, there you go.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, my
Nice.
goodness.
And you see all the workmanship.
Yeah.
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 Cool.
Tiles, probably.
Well, not the way you saw it. I mean, we might not stop and look.
Right.
Yeah.
Sarah, do you remember where you took that shot?
No, I don't. I would have to really check back. I have so many, and I don't have a system like some of you do, I capture it but I know it was from one of the years where I was doing the Broad Street series.
Mm.
We're not going into town like we used to, but it's always been fascinating. And
Now, the neighborhood that the apartment building that Janice, Bob, and I and Ted live in, the neighborhood has a plethora of this kind of architecture all around here. It's I've like I said, I've only been here 3 years, and you would have a field day in this neighborhood
Oh, yeah.
with this idea.
Note the triangle of sky at the top.
wait a minute, let me get back.
I
Bless you.
Doesn't
I
look
mean-
like a triangle. That looks like one of our artists.
Happening.
I can't find it right
okay,
now.
well, it's easy to describe, but there is a triangle of pure white sky at the top that would be easy to select. And
There you go.
yeah, that triangle. That to me begs for experiments, you know. I think you don't colorize your work that much.
No, I don't.
But I would, you know, I just keep thinking of an orange in there. Or, but anyway, that's just a thought.
Would
If it was
describe-
mine, I
And
would experiment with it.
Or I could straighten it up and take the whole white thing out.
Yeah,
Mm,
Uh,
I don't
You
think
would
so.
get a different energy if you
Yeah.
straightened it.
mhm.
Yeah.
It on a
Exactly.
slant moves it and gives it,
That shape is important to the piece.
yeah.
What do you think, Ken?
I think that it should be, there could be, you might want to bring it down from a pure white. Maybe it could be a little darker so it doesn't pull your eye away from the building. That
Or
would
you
be-
could, who am I talking to? I'm forgetting who I'm talking with. Oh, Sarah. Or you could just cut out some orange and just collage it in like an orange sky.
Right, I only collage with scissors. Now, this
Good
next
for
one, is
you.
the last
Good
one.
for
This
you.
is not Broad Street. This is just a photograph that I did in the last couple of years that I liked.
I like it too. I think it has a great moodiness to it. quite frankly.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is moody. And I love the lacy effect of it.
I love the smile in that, in the right hand corner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was
when my
some-
daughter first returned to Pennsylvania, she lived in a very old house in Jenkintown, and the house, and in the back was this garage. And just looked at it one day and had to, take it, how you get haunted. You get haunted with a scene.
Yeah.
And so I thought I would share. This is not Broad Street.
Yeah. Undeniable.
Where are the
Very-
noises coming from?
My noise.
I don't know. There's some weird
Yeah, there is noise. I was gonna
It's
bring it
not
up.
my noise. It's not my noise.
Yeah, or mine.
I've noticed it every week, but
Yeah,
I don't know where it's coming from.
Well,
It
now,
stopped.
Mhm.
You know, if you crop this piece off and just showed the trees in the background, that would make a nice abstract painting image.
that I would try, definitely. That I would try. Thank you. Thank you, Ted. So that's, I was just looking over. I have so much, and that's what I wanted to share tonight.
Very nice.
They
Very
were
nice.
great.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Lot of,
Now, let's give a moment to tracing down this sound. 'Cause none of you seem to be moving your mic or anything. Let's all mute ourselves. Well, that did it.
What did I haven't muted mine
we,
yet.
Bob, we probably have to do it one at a time and see whose it might be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's Bob.
I think, who's actually using a mic as opposed to, like a little mic on their shirt as opposed to just a mic on a computer? That might be it.
I'm using the mic on the computer.
Yeah, same
Yeah,
here.
me too.
Me too.
Gone now.
I
It is
just,
fun.
Oh, here it is.
yes.
All right, the only ones that are on now are Neela, me, him. So why don't those three mute?
Oh, it's gone. Oh, no, it's not.
Mike, are you
Can't-
muted? Are you muted?
Yeah, he is. Ken, why don't you mute? Okay. All right, let's just turn on one at a time when Neela calls on you.
Very good. Thank you so much. Mike, you want to take a turn?
Ah,
Unmute yourself, yes.
Just playing.
Were you faking that, Mike? I think it's
I have a couple. I kind of went back in my own archives, and I had a picture that I had taken, I don't know how many years ago, and I'm pretty sure it was in an automobile salvage yard. So I looked at it, and I found a little piece of it that I like. So that's what I'm going to show you. This little piece, and of course I played with it a little bit, and I like to title them. So I call this one In the Eye of the Beholder. Takes me a second.
I
Oh,
cannot. That's nice.
beautiful, very nice.
and the pun is that's the eye. The chain is the eye.
Right.
Well,
You
the
know,
noise has come back.
I have no noise where I am. I have no
Okay.
background noise at all.
All right.
All right, and the next one I'll show you if you want to take it down, Bob. Again, a brief explanation.
That's
I was reading and I saw a phrase that you painters will know, but I didn't know, called plein air, if that's the right way to pronounce it, plein air.
Yeah.
And I looked it up and I saw it was a matter of, painting outdoors basically is
Right.
what I think it means. So I was wondering, would there be such a thing as plein air in photography? So
Not
this,
really.
this is what I did. Come on, share. Boy, it's tough working with a little phone. Come on. There we go. Getting there. And here we are.
We don't see it.
I know it says downloading.
Oh, okay.
there. Yeah.
Neat.
That's plein air.
Can you zoom in? That face looks familiar. Very good, Michael.
Oh,
Hey, Bob, I never seen you in shorts before.
That's a nice scene.
I
Yeah.
was going
God.
to
It is.
blend Bob, but I thought it would give it away.
Bob, do you have long hair? Bob, do you have long hair? Like he made you have long hair at the back?
At the moment, I don't know.
So
Very
anyway,
nice, Michael.
I like that.
It looks like, it looks like Monet or,
I was going to say, it does look like one of the French Impressionists. For
Yeah.
sure.
Bob Monet.
All right, let me mute you, Mike, because the sound has come back, but thank you for the,
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't hear anything here. Okay.
Well,
Okay.
thanks, Mike. That was great.
yes.
Now, if anybody else has,
Alden.
Alden.
Alden, do you want to show?
No,
No, I have nothing to show tonight. I'm just observing. This noise
Okay,
is
great.
really annoying. I don't know where it's coming from, but it really is so loud here.
Yeah, same
Oh,
here. It's very noisy here too.
yeah.
Yep. We're
I
up,
just muted Alden.
okay. We're up to Bob.
All right. I'm gonna mute Ted. All right, everyone is muted except Mike. So Mike,
I will
all
mute.
right. All right. Now I had a rather this week I didn't get much art done, but I had a couple graphic design projects. I have a buddy who asked me to do a cover for a book he's writing, and the subject is reparations for American slavery. And I've done 2 drafts. I like this draft, but we couldn't get copyright permission to use that image. I think that is a very strong image.
Yes, definitely.
So we had to get more of a common public domain image. And so that's what I've been doing this week, basically, is 2 book designs.
Nice job. Nice job.
Yeah,
Very,
that
very
circle in
nice.
there.
And
Yeah,
I
Wow.
that's
and
great.
Bob, I had no idea he was doing a book on reparations. Amazing.
Do you know
Yeah.
him?
Oh yeah, Mike.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know who he is. That's
He
great.
does these controversial subjects
Hmm.
like abortion. What could be more controversial than abortion?
Yeah,
Well, reparations. It's more.
Yeah, I
But-
think reparations is more controversial.
Yeah. But he's so even-handed. I haven't read it yet, but anyway, so that's what I did this week.
Very nice. Very.
Any,
that one is
This one would have really been great.
Yeah.
Yes.
It would,
Yeah.
really. You
Yeah.
didn't find anything like this back to your earlier, public domain. I can't believe you can't find something like this. It's
No,
spectacular.
well, I found this particular painting was by a museum in England, and I wrote to them and asked them for licensing requirements, and they never wrote back.
Hmm.
And Jim says that's his experience most of the time
Oh.
with copyright is they have the copyright, but they don't want to spend the time, corresponding or charging.
Gotcha.
But anyway, that's my week. It's curious that both Janice and I were dealing with typography issues.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
I'm terrible. I'm just not, that's my weakness is lettering.
Well,
Very nice. So this one works. I think it's
That's
a
great.
strong image, but like you say, it's one that we're more aware of. The other one is really extremely provocative.
Yeah.
yeah. All right. That's what I have.
Very nice. Thank you very much. And I have another of my collages. It didn't work out the last time with just showing it the way it was. Did that come up?
We see it.
Oh, you can? I can't
We
see.
see your
No, I
screen
can't.
share.
There.
Ah,
Oh my.
Mhm.
Wow. With the, oh my
Oh,
gosh.
She does good collages.
Yes,
Yes.
you do. Very provocative and
Mhm.
I'm just
3D.
having a lot of fun with them.
Mhm.
And
Where are you getting the source images? Is this a magazine that you cut up?
They're magazines. Some are art magazines, some are fashion magazines. I just, I go to the library and they have a lot of old books and magazines that they are selling by the Friends of the Library.
Right.
And you can give them, a few pennies and take them home and cut them up.
Right. Right.
So the source material is different.
Is that is that a singer? What's her name? The daughter,
Yes,
yeah, I can't
Yeah.
remember her name.
one of the Judds.
Judds, yes. one
Oh,
of the
Yeah,
yes.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
I just saw her on
Hmm.
TikTok today.
Oh my
She's doing
gosh.
well.
She's just all over the place.
and notice how you combine black and white images and
Mm.
color
Yeah, yeah.
and
Very
and
like
interesting.
that
Very
tonal
interesting.
range.
the color in the opposite corners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very nice.
Very attention grabbing.
Mhm.
That little Picasso-esque thing in the background. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very nice.
Yeah, the musicians.
Yeah.
That is a Picasso, right?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
Oh, that is a Picasso.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And it just seems, these little buildings seem to go so nicely with it.
Mhm.
I wonder what it would look like if these 4 buildings were also in color.
Very different.
Very different.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. All right, thank you, Neela.
One more and I'm
Oh,
done.
good,
Oh,
good.
oops, wrong one. It just oh, good. Came up. Okay.
Oh my.
Wow, so nice.
That is spectacular.
Very
Next
nice.
one.
Okay.
I don't even know how you did that. I mean the flowing stuff.
I think that was a landscape. And I
What does
wasn't happy with the way it turned out. So I just kept cutting and pasting until I was happy with it.
What does that say on the back of the chair there? I can't-
Cowboy.
Oh,
What does it say? What does it say? I missed that.
It says cowboy.
Oh,
that's funny. Very nice.
Wow, that is really inventive.
And
Very
that is it.
Very nice. Really
Okay.
nice.
Very
You are so ingeniously creative. I could never in a million years come up with that. Not ever. It isn't in my DNA.
I think you just have to keep playing until
Well, that's what I
you
mean.
get something and you
It's
stop.
not in my DNA to play.
Yeah, yeah. That's when it works. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay, I don't have a report on the Plastic Club this week. I've been busy. Anybody have?
Mike has a joke, I hope.
Yes.
Yes.
Except he's muted.
Mike.
All right, let's unmute Mike.
Mike.
You're muted, Mike.
Playing with us.
he's just fooling with us.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
No, I don't think he is. I don't think he knows he's muted.
Be nice to him. He's my friend.
Yes.
You mean you're just friends?
My best friend.
Yeah.
Good. That's good.
Sarah, tell him.
Yeah, right.
He's doing this to us to play with us.
I don't
Hey,
think he
Mike.
is.
He doesn't know.
No, he doesn't know.
Can't you yell into the other room?
Mike,
Now we're okay.
Okay.
Okay, we got you.
My mute button appeared and it just popped on.
Ooh,
That's that. So
That's where the noise is coming from.
Yeah.
Noise is coming
It-
from.
it's funny because
Yeah, it's something about your
Get in your
hookup,
church.
Mike.
Yeah,
it's strange. And I'm not using a computer, using a phone. It's very strange. There's
maybe
no,
that's it. Maybe that's the reason.
Mic on your headset.
You might try a different set of ear headsets next week and see
Yeah,
if
there
that
may be
changes.
feedback between the headset.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, I'll do that. So anyway, here's a joke, a little bit longer than usual, but I hope you like it. Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson were going camping. They pitched their tent under the stars and went to sleep. Time in the middle of the night, Holmes woke Watson up and said, Watson, look up at the sky and tell me what you see. So Watson said, I see millions and millions of stars. And Holmes asked, and what do you deduce from that? Watson replied, well, if there were millions of stars and even a few of those have planets, it's quite likely that some planets like Earth, there might be some planets like Earth out there. And if there's a few planets like Earth out there, there might also be life. Holmes said, Watson, you idiot, it means somebody stole our tent.
All right.
Very good.
Thank you, Mike.
Very good. Funny. Yeah.
That was great.
All right, it is 8:53. Anybody else have anything else to share? All right, let's say goodnight.
Take, bye-bye. See you all
Good
soon.
night, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Everybody.